The Monday Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves.
And we're back with another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about what sells better, the positive or the negative. What do you think, Melanie?
I honestly think it's probably the negative that sells better. Although I personally don't like doing it, but when you see emblazoned on a screen or you hear somebody shouting out the 5 things you're doing wrong with such and such, for some reason we all like a bit of drama.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of pulls you in because it sounds like dramatic, something fixable. I suppose you're problem solving, I suppose.
Do you think? Because, well, I've heard from I can never say it, NLP practitioner, which is neuro-linguistic practitioner. Programming. Yeah. So they're like these people who mess with your minds. Not true. But
Jeez Louise.
But they were actually saying that, you know, if you say don't do something, then people are automatically going to do it. It's like, you know, when you're on a diet, let's be honest here, people. When people say you're not allowed to eat cake, what's the first thing that comes to your mind that you want to eat? Cake. So if you're sending out your messages in a negative Nelly sort of way, and I'm, you know, the biggest pessimist in the world, then you're more than likely going to get the opposite response to what you expect. So if you're thinking, don't think about the pink elephant, you're just going to think about a pink elephant. You know, so it is one of those things that, yes, like my Facebook feed and, well, basically just Facebook feed, it's always the happy stuff at the top and then the really, really sad stuff at the top. So, you know, like babies, weddings, they all get, you know, lots of views and stuff because it's happy and it's positive, but it's also not always something that you can keep doing, sharing the positive.
So a case in point is anything that makes people feel something, correct?
Yes.
Something that makes them feel happy, something that makes them feel cross or frustrated.
Yeah.
So emote.
Yes.
In your socials.
Yes. Share emotions.
So, but that could be a positive or a negative thing, couldn't it?
Well, it could. It could. I mean, you don't want to be going on and being all, oh, I have this really bad client, or I had a really severe problem with one of my products and it just doesn't work. You don't want to be going on, you know, saying all that.
Well, you certainly wouldn't want to say that, would you?
No, definitely not. But it might be how you're feeling, and it might be, you know, you just, I think what we're getting at here is that you have to regulate. Okay, so we know you can't always be happy and positive all the time. That's not real either. But there are good things that you can share about your business and positive things. And there's some negative things that you just shouldn't share about your business.
But it depends on how you do it. I mean, we're not talking per se about business, but how we approach our customers. So, like I said, you know, the 5 things you're doing wrong with your website.
Yes.
And this is how we fix them. So the first thing you're saying is you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm. And you're making them feel bad.
Yeah. But for some reason, people tend to look at those things first. It's the psychology again. Remember we did a podcast on the psychology of marketing. And, you know, I guess you have to be in the right kind of mindset for it. I think there needs to be a little bit of both in your life. Mm-hmm. I think, you know, 5 ways
to improve.
5 case studies that we've done with some really successful clients, and then the 6 ways that you're currently doing WordPress wrong or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think doing a little bit of both, you catch people in different mindsets and different searches.
Exactly. That's, yeah, if you're writing a blog about it, then definitely do both. If you, like you say, I mean, your clients are might be really, really positive people and always looking for the positive things, or they might be negative Nellies like myself and always going, oh, what have I done wrong this time? You know? And yeah, your clients, your customer avatar, we've talked about this until we're blue in the face. You must be blue in the face listening to us. You just have to accommodate both their needs. Okay. Like I said, you can't always be Miss Positivity or Mr. Positivity, because that's just not real life either.
Mm.
You know? And we
So what do you think sells better though, Esther?
see, I will go with you and say that it's the negativity that gets more clicks and gets more sales, because it's that fear factor that you put in people. It's the
Imposter syndrome.
yes, like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. And they might not be doing it wrong, but it's one of those things that you need to talk to somebody about it, because you've seen like 6 or 7 videos pop up about the same thing, or 5 or 6 articles just appear at the same time talking about the same thing, or it's all, what you're doing wrong in your business, what you're not achieving, how you're not getting to that next level. It's all things that make you doubt and make you think, well, maybe I do need that extra help. And you might do. So, the negative message might be useful for your business to give you that push to the next level.
So how would you go about doing that positive and negative messaging? Is social posts enough, or would you write blogs, or would you, you personally, you could probably dedicate whole landing pages, couldn't you, because of your background. So what works?
Again, that comes down to who your customers are, where they are. Are they searching for you on Google, so your blog posts, or are they searching for you in social, so your social posts? Are your videos popping up with the caption at the front? Are they?
See, I think videos show up more readily, especially if they're negative.
Yeah.
Just sort of explaining, this is how we can help you improve something. I don't think they tend to get viewed as often as the six ways you can, chop basil and not rip your fingers off. Or it's one thing I can't do is chop herbs and that sort of stuff with ultra sharp knives, or fast anyway. And if you can, I think people are so more visible these days. They much prefer to see a video, and we talked about this before as well.
Yeah, we have.
Links.
Yeah.
That people want to see stuff as well as read it these days, and I think even like Andrew and Pete, we follow Andrew and Pete in Atomic a lot. And even when they're saying these are the 6 ways you can improve your business, that's still kind of a negative spin, if you like.
Yeah.
But because it's a video, you think, well, I'm going to get instant gratification, get the answers immediately. And so that's putting a positive spin on a negative vibe.
Okay, so it's back to that mixture again. It's back to that, but should it be 50-50, 60-40, 70? What percentage should be more positive spin? What should be more negative? What should be, is there a magic number?
I think it maybe depends on so many different things. The time that you have, the equipment and tools you have, because if frankly you don't have the right tools to do the job, you're not going to do it very well. And also you probably need training. A lot of people are still trying to get their head around the old videos thing. Not that I'm talking about anybody specific here.
Nobody in this room anyway.
And there's just so much to think of these days. Current market trends, whether the economy's in an upturn or a downturn. And so I think there's just too many variables. But you know what? I don't see any harm in doing a little bit of both over a period of time. We recommend to people all the time to forward strategize.
Yeah.
So add it into your strategy.
And a bit of A/B testing, a bit of, does this work or does the other work? Send both out at the same time. See which one gets more clicks, see which one gets more views. Study your analytics. We've talked about analytics before. I just think Yeah, I fully agree with you that it totally depends on what's going on in people's lives. So if people are, if your audience is having a good day, if they are, you know, they've seen lots of fluffy kittens that morning, then they're more likely to, click on something more positive. If they've had a fight with their spouse or with their friend or with, their next door neighbor, then they're more likely to look for stuff that's negative, just to suit their mood. So what we're saying, guys, whatever a great marketer says, it depends. The answer to the question is it depends. But that shouldn't put you off doing your own research. And if you yourself are a more positive person, definitely use that spin. And if you're more of a pessimist, then use that spin. I mean, you have to put your own personality and your own personal touch into your marketing anyway.
I think we've wrapped this up.
I think we have. Finish it off for us there, Melanie.
Well, thanks for listening to this week's podcast. We'll be back very soon with another podcast, and it will, I'm sure, be some exciting, exploding, mind-bending topic for next Monday.
Or not. Bye-bye.
See, you never end like that, do you?
No. See, pessimist. Just, come back. Please come back.
So we're like chalk and cheese, really, aren't we?
Yes. Can I be the cheese?
I was going to say you were, actually, but...